When Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars almost 3 weeks ago, he transformed from a beloved film star to a Hollywood villain. Is his image and career irreparably damaged? And what will happen next? Will Smith may have assumed that by the time the Oscars were over, he'd nipped the consequences from his slap in a bud. However, social media never forgets. And unlucky for Will Smith, his famous slap circulated around social media almost as fast as your 5G connectivity, and it will never be erased from history and people's memories. We all loved him in I Am Legend, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and as the 2019 version of Genie in Aladdin, yet his career flopped quicker than anyone else. Just overnight, the Will Smith that was loved and respected by many has become an international meme and is facing consequences not only to his image and reputation, but most importantly on his career. After all that has happened in Will Smith's supposed to be memorable in a good way Oscars night, the mark he left on Chris Rock's face will be memorable as the mark it leaves on his career. But the lingering question is, could Will Smith lose his roles? And what will happen to his career now that he is the epitome of Oscars discussions and that he is banned from the Academy Awards? We'll take a look at that and more in today's video. But first, make sure that you subscribe to our channel and you smash that notification bell for more updates on this. Now, let's dive in. When Will Smith smacked Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars a few weeks ago, things forever changed for him. It negatively affected his career, family life, and relationships. And who knows what will happen next? Will Smith unfortunately will probably not be able to let this one go anytime soon. His tearful Best Actor acceptance speech, in which he apologized to the Academy and his fellow nominees and tried to frame himself as a defender of his family, received a standing ovation. He later made a show of posing and dancing to his Best Actor statuette at the after-show party in classic Big Willie style, as if nothing had happened, or as if he was relieved to have ridden out the storm. However, the storms didn't stop when he woke up the next morning. It only got worse when people looked at him in the cold light of day. There is a lot of pressure with his job, but Smith didn't seem to get tired or stressed out. It seemed like he was getting a lot of energy from the people who were screaming at him on the red carpet. In interviews and late-night appearances, he'd be willing to talk about anything, even if it was a little too personal at times. He kept enough privacy to keep his A-list status. People who work in professional settings, like at lunches or dinners with Oscar votes, would see Smiths move around the room. He would make eye contact, remember names, and grab people's shoulders and arms in shows of sincerity with a fluency that would make even the most experienced politicians look bad. He was the best celebrity there was. The fans who have loved Smith for a long time were surprised by his ridiculous outbursts at the Oscars 2022, and so were the dozens of people who have worked with him for years. It's true that Smith could be demanding, but he was also usually gracious and generous, and he always knew when the public was looking at him. He had a natural ability to know when people were looking at him. Perhaps this is why it was so out of character for him to storm the stage and attack Chris Rock in the middle of the Oscars. Rock, the Academy, and people who watched the event were all awestruck when Will said he was sorry for what he had done, but his actions could immediately and directly hurt his carefully cultivated image and hurt his chances at a good job. After all, in the entertainment business, it's all about the image. No matter how good an actor is, it's still his image that matters. The Best Actor award for his work in King Richard will almost certainly make him feel bad about himself. It is kind of crazy to think that this one incident could wipe away so many decades of goodwill, says the rap editor-in-chief Sharon Waxman. But it was so public, it was so outside the box. One agent we talked to called it a stunning act of narcissism. The movie star brand for Will Smith is badly tarnished. Her website has published an article asking film industry's insiders if Smith's career is mortally wounded. The conclusion is, yeah, Waxman says. Mortally wounded is a quote, and that's what one of the agents we talked to called it, and said he's kind of done as an A-list movie star. The idea that people still relate to Will Smith and feel like he's somebody they want to look up to and they want to admire and pretend that, hey, that could be me up there on the screen. There's a real sense that that relatability has been taken away with this gesture. He's built a persona for many, many years, and this was a complete break from that persona, she told BBC Radio 4's Today program. People were absolutely shocked by his comportment and subsequently a rather peculiar acceptance speech, and then dancing as if he had not a care in the world at the Vanity Fair party. So this is a big change of what people know and expect from Will Smith. The 53-year-old star has no history of causing trouble and was known to be generous with fellow cast members, she added. But nonetheless, many people have said they can't look at him the same way. So what can we expect from him in the coming months? For 3 years, he was a box office hit, with his movies making billions. How will the star now get back the public's trust and keep Hollywood on his side? When an actor has both a high and a low point in their career happening on the same night, you can always count on Will Smith to push the boundaries of movie stardom. A win for King Richard should have been a great way to top off one of history's most successful film careers, but Smith himself had already sabotaged the moment. I don't think anybody's too big to fail, says film publicist Charles McDonald. Not in this day and age. In recent years, entertainment figures once considered unassailable have been swiftly dethroned. During the commercial break between the actor slapping Rock and his acceptance speech, Smith's publicist, Meredith O'Sullivan, was spotted in discussion with Smith at his table, as was Denzel Washington when he went up to collect his award. Smith clearly did not give the speech he'd originally planned. He cited Richard Williams as a fierce defender of his family. The Smiths' brand hadn't looked very strong in recent years. In fact, it had been in recovery mode for a long time now. On Jada's show, Red Table Talk, she talked about their separation and her entanglement with rapper August Alsina, as Smith nodded his head. The actor could still lose a lot of major roles, even though he resigned and apologized for attacking Chris Rock. He could also be sued. This should have been the year Will Smith came back to the top. The Hollywood star was tipped to win the Oscar that had eluded him twice before. He also had a long list of high-profile roles ahead of him. He won't be stripped of his Best Actor award, but the 53-year-old's appeal has been seriously damaged. There were a lot of big movies that he was supposed to be in, like Bad Boys 4, Bright 2, The Apple's Emancipation. All of these projects are now in question. Apple's decision on Emancipation, a movie in which Smith plays a runaway slave, could be very important in the long run. As a likely winner, it was due to come out later this year. A big indicator of how tarnished Will Smith's reputation is will come when we see what Apple decides to do with this movie, Waxman says. If they decide to push it back, I think that'll give you a strong sense of they don't want to be around the marketplace with Will Smith this year, she added. Well, that's it. Perhaps Will Smith's reputation is indeed strained, and all we can do is wait if Will Smith recovers from all this. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and smash that notification bell for more episodes.